couple weeks. Give me a break. Hello, and welcome to TalkCtoMe. I am Bree.
I'm Maggie. Are you looking for some
questionable advice from strangers? Well, you've come to the right place.
We're here to talk about your most intimate issues, dating, relationships, sex, everything.
And today's podcast will be all about
weddings.
Yay.
'Tis the season.
Almost. Anyway.
Almost 'tis the season.
Here it's really not because it's still snowy, nasty, cold mess outside.
Think how many brides are like super sad right now, or like Mother Nature better not fuck this up. I have a strapless dress in the field.
Well, would they be that angry, or would they just be like hysterically crying from now until sun comes out? And then the sun comes out and they're like, yay! Then sun disappears again and they're back to hysterically snot crying.
No, it's not crying. I remember on my wedding day, it was supposed to rain. There was a probability of it. And
that would have been a relief.
Right, it was very hot.
It was a hot, sweaty mess.
Yes.
Rain would have been lovely that day.
It would have been preferred by all. Okay, so we're going to talk about weddings, getting into season spirit. So let's clarify on our positions of weddings. I am pro going to all weddings. I love weddings, everything about weddings. Even a bad wedding is a good wedding to go to.
Bree is what you would call burnt out on weddings for the most part, because I grew up with a family that catered weddings. So I've been going to them pretty consistently for my entire life. And around here, the weddings aren't exactly big, classy affairs. They're more like get drunk hoedowns, which, you know, depending on your taste, is probably a wonderful thing. Right, but when you're a child, it's traumatizing.
I don't think I could ever be burnt out on a wedding. I really don't think I could be there.
Well, I enjoy the ones that I have people I actually care about, which is a very, very small list. But I get guilted into going to a bunch that I don't care about, and it's pretty obvious because I just sit there with a look of pure disgust on my face the entire time because it's disgusting.
Like, what's that movie with Deborah Messing from Will and Grace where she gets a prostitute to be her wedding date? Have you seen that? The movie's called Wedding Date.
I was gonna say, isn't it called Wedding Date?
If I could, like, prostitute myself out solely for wedding dates, would be my job.
I'm pretty sure there are people that do that.
Really?
And I think there's people that are like bridesmaids for hire too, for people that don't have friends.
Like, I don't feel like I live in a good location for that. Like, there's not enough.
No, probably not enough.
I'd be like, you have to also pay for my, like, room and board, my travel expenses, and
that would be lovely.
I would be really good at it, though, I think.
You can put on your resume, I can cry on command. I'll cause a scene if you want me to.
I'm great with parents. Okay. So let's start with the questions. First one here. Why do women spend so much money on wedding dresses?
You've got me.
I don't know. It's because women only get 2 times in their lives, truly, to be fancy, and that's prom and their wedding. Like, so I get the feeling of wanting to go out, because when are you going to look like a princess again? You get 2 chances.
The next time you get married?
Well, yeah. No, because you kind of, it's like, you have to, like, downplay it. You have to downplay it the next few times.
Do you though?
Yeah.
I've attended multiple of my parents' weddings.
No downplaying?
I don't know. I didn't go to the first one before I was born, but
I wasn't invited to some of my remarriages that my parents had.
I wasn't invited to one of them either.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was extravagant, and they're like, "We can't afford you. It's $300 a plate."
Yeah.
I know some women here in town that have spent like $3,000 on a wedding dress, and I thought that was insane.
It makes me throw up in my mouth. And then, of course, you know, there's shows out there like Say Yes to the Dress where people are like, oh, well, my budget's like $25,000, and then
if I love it, I'll get it.
If it's the one, it's the one. And then they end up finding a dress that's like $150,000, and they're like, of course I gotta get it.
Or like, my budget's $5,000, and then they get like a $17,000 one, and they're like, so I went a little over, but it's worth it.
Good. It's okay. We'll make it work. Just the idea of spending $17,000 on the entire wedding is still disgusting to me.
I can't imagine that.
No, it hurts my soul.
I think, well, my wedding dress was a lot, though. It was, with alterations, I think $900.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot to me. Like, that hurt.
That is a hefty amount.
That's a hefty amount.
But it's not disgustingly hefty.
Right. It hurts me, though.
Yeah.
It hurts me.
It would me, too, if it was my money.
Right. Okay, so we don't know. I think that is the good.
Well, just keep in mind we come from a area that's very,
Right, it has to match your level of income. Like, if you're, like, balling in money and making your own money, then, like, you spend it how you want to spend it.
Yeah, and we come from an area that's a poor, rural, very high in poverty levels, so it's kind of even hard to find dresses that cost that much around here.
Yeah, if your dress costs more than the trailer that you're living in, no hate to trailers, I'm just saying, stay within your means.
Yeah.
It's one day.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's one day. It's going to go by too fast.
And you're probably going to get divorced, so...
Yeah. Save that for the divorce settlement. Save that for your divorce lawyer.
Coming from the People with the Relationship podcast. It's going to end in divorce. Get a cheap dress.
Right. Because you're going to have those burn the dresses now. Now they have those photo shoots of burning the dresses.
Yeah. Which is fun. Unless you're still wearing the dress while you burn it, which might actually be more entertaining, but...
I like photo. I don't like that they have those. Have you seen these photos? And, like, some of them, like, the woman's, like, awkwardly crouching down, like, with a lighter. And, like, it's like, don't picture that one. Don't get that picture.
The most awkward one I saw, it was the woman wearing her wedding night lingerie while holding the dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
I kind of like that. But the weird thing is that she was by a creek.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't.
There were random people watching in the background hiding in the bushes.
That was odd. It was like, I don't know why a creek was the best, but okay. How do I break up with my fiancé? I do love him, but I'm not happy at all. Our wedding is this May, and I keep holding on to how I feel. His family is so excited, and I'm hesitant to end it because I don't want to disappoint them. My fiancé isn't a bad person, but he has bipolar disorder and doesn't take medication. He refuses it because he doesn't think he has a disorder. He always puts me down, calls me names, and treats me like crap. But yet, he's not a bad person.
Huh.
Everything in my heart tells me to leave, but the wedding around the corner, I don't know how to end it. Any advice?
Leave now before it's legally binding.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much money it was put into it.
It doesn't matter how much guilt you feel from friends and family about not going through with something that you've probably already put time and effort and stuff into. Yeah, it's selfish. You've probably known this before, and you probably should have figured it out far sooner. But it's better late than never.
He is not a nice guy if he is putting you down and calling you names and treating you like crap. He's not a nice guy.
It doesn't matter if he has bipolar disorder. If he's not getting it treated and is completely in denial about having it, then that's not on you.
Right. We can't stress this enough. Do not do this.
And we better hurry up with this episode because she said it's in May. This
Right.
is really soon.
Please listen.
please
listen.
Please.
Don't just send us this and then just get married, please. I hope you got a cheap dress.
Oh, she's gonna get married anyway.
Yeah, and she's gonna knock out 2 kids.
If there's... gotta have them anchor babies. That'll save the marriage. Having the babies will save everything.
Let's just throw this stressful puking and whining and pooping thing into our love life. It'll get good.
Everybody knows children do nothing but make marriages stronger.
That's what I read. Yeah, that's what I've experienced.
Oh, jeez.
There's a plane.
Yes, there is a plane.
I don't know if we'll hear this in the podcast.
I guess we'll find out.
Is it okay for a girl to propose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I say fuck traditions, that's why. Who cares?
I say this for both genders, or all genders. Don't propose, though, unless you have a for sure yes.
Oh, yeah. Do not do it unless you are absolutely positive that they are going to say yes.
It doesn't matter what's going on with your downstairs mix-up. I think that if it's not a for sure, it's a for sure deal.
Don't do it. Every lawyer will tell you this. Don't ask questions that you don't know the answer to.
Right. Because more often than not, I feel like, in my experience with girls asking, it's because the guy isn't getting to it yet.
Yeah.
And the girl's tired of waiting. But that's not...
Is that pointed at me?
It's not. I was just looking at you.
You were staring very intently
I'm sorry. I'll just look.
I feel attacked.
No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know where to stare. I just feel like girls are tired of waiting. And so they go ahead and ask the question, but maybe there was a reason for that guy not to be asking that question yet.
Although, if you are thinking about proposing to your significant other and you were female, I do highly suggest that you be... cautionary in the sense that some guys might frown down upon that.
Also, your grandma probably wouldn't be thrilled with the story.
Yeah, it really just depends on how comfortable they are with their masculinity and if they hold, those sorts of traditions.
Also, but own your own choices. Like, if you're going to propose, freaking do it. Freaking do it right. Don't just do it while eating McDonald's and watching TV. Like,
also, if you're the type of female that does want to propose, I would hope that you aren't with a dude that would be very not okay with that in the first place, because you sound like you're pretty pro-equality and stuff.
Everyone should be cool with this.
Yeah. Should be. Not the case, but they should be.
And I think that every proposal should be a story. So, do it, but have some planning behind it. Because it's a big question that people are going to ask you how it happened.
And it's super embarrassing to be like, oh, well, I was scratching my butt, and he rolled over on the couch, and...
he put it in between my butt cheeks.
He rubbed the potato chips flakes off of one cheek, and said, baby, I love you.
All of a sudden, I felt something cold in between my cheeks, and I went to pick it, and boom, diamonds.
Diamonds.
Turn that coal into diamond.
Oh, I know what I'm drawing. Oh, golly, should I tell the worst proposal story I ever heard or saw, witnessed in person?
Yes, please.
Oh, man. I'm just going to assume he's probably never going to listen to this, so I'll feel safe saying it, and... if he is listening, I'm going to say, dude, learn from your mistakes. Don't do this. Anyway, and I was invited to go meet my significant other's friend, longtime friend, and this was the first time I'd ever met him, and it was the first time I'd ever met his girlfriend. And so we made plans and stuff to meet, and right before we did, we found out that he was planning on asking her to marry him. So we're like, oh, cool, that's neat. And he was like, yeah. And then he told us he was going to propose to us, propose to her the same day that we were meeting up with him. And I thought that was kind of odd, but I had just assumed that he would either ask after we met them or before or something. No, it turns out that we met them at the mall, and we walk in and we find him, and he walks out to meet us so he can take us to where he and her were hanging out, and they were just at the food court in the shopping mall, along with the entirety of both of their families. There's like 30 people pushing with like tables in the shopping court food mall pushed up to each other. And they're all just eating at the food court, So I feel super awkward and out of place. I've never met any of these people before in my life. I know he's going to ask her to marry him. I don't know when he's going to do it or where he's going to do it. But I have a very bad feeling about this. Turns out my suspicions were very much correct. He didn't even take her anywhere special. He just awkwardly drug her out in the middle of the food court and the shopping mall and asked her to marry him in front of everybody. And the entire time I just... cringed so hard, and I glared at my significant other, and I did the whole little eyeballs where I like pointed to my eyes and I pointed at him and I said, if you do this, I will murder you.
That's so bad.
And the worst part, this was all on Valentine's Day.
No.
Yep. Valentine's Day, shopping mall, food court.
I am so against Valentine's Day proposals. Any major holiday plus love equals...
Yeah. No, save that. You're already celebrating that holiday for something. Make this a special day on its own right.
Well, then, okay, here's the thing. So, if you're an Office fan, which Bree isn't, Bree doesn't watch The Office. I just need everyone to know that.
Sue me, Maggie.
I want to. Anyway, so when Jim and Pam got engaged, it was, like, on a rainy day at a gas station. But, like, it was full of love, and that made it work.
Sounds romantic.
If you have the love to back up the bad proposal, fine. As long as you're in love and getting married, that's fine. However, grand gestures are also really cool.
Oh, speaking of love and that making everything okay, they only stayed engaged for like a couple more weeks and then they broke up.
Shocker.
I was stunned.
Like, I feel like if you're going to get the family involved, like, okay, if it's a planned thing, you got to go big. If you just can't hold it in anymore, blah, 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 fine, make it quick. But you got the whole family.
Whole family.
To the food court.
Greasy smells, strangers everywhere. She cried tears of joy.
Can I serve spaghetti at my wedding reception? This goes well with the food court.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't know. Why not? It's a cheap dish.
It's cheap, but it's also very, very messy and very hard to, like, yet again, coming from my years and years of trashy wedding experience.
Right.
I'm just imagining a buffet with a huge bowl of spaghetti and people just slopping it everywhere and throwing it all over white dresses.
For sure.
Like,
well, there's only been one white dress.
I don't know. I've seen some people.
But there should only be one white dress.
But not always the case.
But I look really good in white, so I came in white dress.
I just don't like other people to have attention.
I show up to every wedding in a tiara and the train for 10 feet.
It doesn't matter what or whose wedding it is. I announce that I'm also engaged and pregnant at other people's weddings.
With the groom.
With the groom.
What should be served then? What do you think should be served at a wedding? I'm trying to think here.
Roast beef Manhattans. I don't know.
Sliders, I think, would be good.
I'm a huge fan of finger food.
Yeah.
Like, I like stuff that's tiny and manageable and that you can eat a lot of everything of so you can try everything.
The best thing... Oh, yeah, like a tapas.
Tapas! Yes.
Yeah, like have like tapas at your wedding.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's some ideas.
There you go.
Ideas.
I'm trying to think. The best wedding I ever went to, they had... I've never heard of this before. A mashed potato bar. Mashed potatoes, but like 50 different things you can add to your mashed potatoes, and it was the best experience of my life.
That is my chubby girl heaven right there.
Just like
swimming in mashed potatoes.
Yeah. So for mine, I had mashed potatoes, goat cheese, on jalapenos.
Look at you fancy.
It was so good.
That sounds fun.
It was so good. Yeah, and like there was just different stations, and they had like a carving station.
Oh, you see, I would love that. Like instead of one huge buffet line, and I don't like being waited on either. I don't trust people. But
you just like walked around to the different stations.
Just
so
meander where you want.
There was no like bottleneck lines. It was really awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
This person, she had it all figured out.
I bet she had a wedding planner. That's not something that happens around here that often.
Also, money makes it a lot easier.
Money makes a lot of difference. Yes,
it is very easy to throw a good wedding with a lot of money.
It's strange how that works. Money helps and makes things easier. Who would have thought?
Odd that.
Yeah, right.
So I think every wedding should have a mashed potato bar. Are you truly married if you don't have a mashed potato bar? That's my thinking now.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to redo your shenanigans.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had mashed potatoes, though.
But it wasn't a bar.
It wasn't.
It doesn't count. You did have a popcorn bar.
No, I didn't.
Kind of. You just had different types of popcorn.
I forgot about that. That wasn't me. I didn't plan that at all. I had popcorn as like a favor, like for a snack while we did the photos. But I was unaware of this.
Oh, yeah. But there was lots of different types of popcorn.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Super excited.
Woo. Objecting to a wedding. I've known both bride and groom for a long time. I've been in love with her for almost 2 years. Should I object when they ask if anyone knows why these two people shouldn't be married?
No, you should do that shit beforehand. Don't wait till the actual wedding day, you dipshit.
It doesn't matter how much you love her.
No.
You have no claim on her.
No. If you really think you only have your one and only shot, then do it before the wedding. Don't embarrass yourself and them the day of. Don't ruin her wedding day because you're a selfish prick. I
had a guy write me a note before I got married saying, hey, still like you. You wanna? You reminded me, one of my friends that got married a few years ago, I ended up having to babysit her phone for her the morning of while she just got hammered off of mimosas because her ex kept calling and texting and stuff the morning of. Oh, no.
And she was like, Bree, just take this for me. I don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to know anything about it. Just delete everything. And I did. In fact, it was really hard for me not just to answer the phone and be like, hey, listen up, fuckstick.
Too late.
You done fucked up.
Like, it's already happened. There's mashed potatoes and everything. Like, you gotta go.
I mean, this mashed potato bar, it means things are serious. It's serious at this point.
Yeah, when she got her ring about a year ago, you weren't there worried then, but now it's...
No, he knew we ordered those potatoes.
Oh, God, I had no idea.
He was like, oh, God, now it's my time.
I thought I had more time.
I have to go.
Yeah, never object to the wedding unless you found out 5 minutes before. No, not even 5 minutes before. Tell them 5 minutes before the wedding.
Oh yeah, don't wait for the ceremony.
Only object if like someone whispered in your ear, by the way, he has AIDS and didn't tell her. It's like, no, yeah, say something.
And even then, don't be like, don't marry him. You should sue him.
Right.
Because that shit's illegal, people.
Or, he just married his mother. Not married his mother. I was going to say murdered. Whoa, that was a Freudian slip. Okay, let's just move on, please.
Maggie, you have something to tell us?
I married my mother.
Oh, God. That's probably is illegal here, so.
Right, that'd give me many nightmares. Let's see. I gave my boyfriend an ultimatum, and he proposed, but now I feel guilty that I maybe pressured him and forced him into it.
Oh, really?
Frown
You feel
face.
guilty about that? Huh. You think your marriage might actually mean anything?
That's odd, yeah.
Because you gave it an ultimatum?
Ultimatums are never good.
No.
When you give an ultimatum, go ahead and expect just a no. Just a no and end it there.
I mean, once the ultimatum comes out, you should basically be like, well, this relationship's over.
Yeah. Unless, like, you are willing to walk away and realize that you're forcing someone's hand.
Just, I feel like that should tell you a lot if you have to force somebody's hand in the first place.
Right. I'm trying to think of, like, a reasonable ultimatum.
I'm coming up blank.
Now, if someone has, like, okay, so...
If you have a fatal disease and you're like, I want to experience marriage before I die.
Or, like, the bipolar person. Be like, either you...
get your shit together.
Get it, take your medicine,
Take your medicine.
Or this is over.
Yes.
I think that's a fair ultimatum.
Those are reasonable ones. But
because you want that person to get better. That's not something really for you.
No, that's something for self-help for them so that you guys can be happy in the long term.
Right. That's not a selfish ultimatum.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yay, look at us.
Being smart.
Solving things.
Yeah.
Doing stuff.
Now, they're not going to have a mashed potato bar because it's not true love.
You're right. See? Because it's ultimatum.
If it's forced.
That's the kind of guy, I feel like ultimatum marriages, those are the guys that in their 50s, they get a Lamborghini and sleep with someone far too young for them and get their ears pierced and they creep out their kids because they don't know how to live their life now.
That's what happens whenever people get married straight out of high school. That's what they eventually become.
Yeah. Seriously. You can't repress people's urges for so long. They'll come back and bite you in the butt. So go out and live your life.
Take a note, you youngins.
Right.
Youths.
Yes.
But we're in love. No, fuck you. Well, you can wait.
Seriously, though, you can do so much before getting married. I mean, you can do stuff after getting married, but that piece of paper, that stuff stays with you.
Yeah, I'm very convicted that people go through their last, and if they're going to have a personality change, it's going to happen when they're 21. Because that's when the world is open to them.
Or 25 when they can rent a car. Because you can drive anywhere.
Good point. But not many people have that kind of money to just rent a car randomly to drive places.
It's really expensive to rent a car.
Yeah, it is.
Here's a question we got from our Sarah Ha. I was recently, about a year ago, invited to a wedding, but it turns out that the wedding had no marriage license. Did I really go to a wedding? Should I kind of call them out on it? I feel like I was robbed because I gave them a wedding present instead of a, hey, you're still dating present. Thoughts? That's rough.
That's quite intriguing.
Why would you have a wedding but not have a wedding license?
I'm quite lost on that.
What
one
are you
myself.
trying to prove?
I can't say I can think of
Unless you want all those free gifts.
Yeah, that's basically the only thing I can really think of if you just want freebies. But
I need a new toaster. I'm gonna pretend to get married real fast.
I really got my eye on that 4-slotted toaster. It's pretty cool.
Sweet toast stuff. Ooh, with the bagel setting?
I mean, I guess if you wanted to be absolutely positive, if you're not sure, you could look it up. It is public record.
Right.
Just, look it up online or the courthouse if you're really that invested in it to see if your gift of curtains is a waste of your money.
Right. The question is, should they ask for it back? I think that if I went to a marriage that turned out to be a sham, I feel like I would be entitled. Like, yes, I want my blender back.
I'll bring out that white glove and give some fisticuffs.
This is a matrimony blender. Not a still together having a show party blender. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really weird. I can't really think of
I'm dying to know, did they still have, like, a bachelor party where people paid for them? Or, like, a bachelorette party where they still had all those free drinks?
Bridal showers or
because this kind of sounds like that it was a secret. That it wasn't just, like, a ceremony. What's it called? Like, it's not a wedding. They were just ring ceremonies. That's it.
I was going to say, I have no idea.
A ring, right? Ring ceremony?
Sure.
They could have just said it was a ring ceremony.
Yeah, that would have.
Or a commitment ceremony.
Or they could have just said, hey, we want to have a big shindig and
celebrate our love
tell
together.
everybody about how much we love each other and stuff.
That's fine.
But at this point, do they?
Right? What if they subconsciously didn't get that piece of paper because
they knew it wasn't going to work in the long run?
Right. This is juicy stuff. This is like Wisteria Lane.
It is. I'm very, very intrigued by this one.
I'm trying to picture the kind of couple that would do such a thing. Like, it sounds like an ultimate long con. Like, what if they don't even really love each other? They're just all like, we can get some free stuff, and we're pretty close.
Oh, golly. Yeah,
Or what if, like, I don't know, the girl conned it? I'm trying to think, like, free jewelry, free gifts.
What if...
excuse to buy a nice dress.
I wonder how they knew there wasn't a license.
Right, that's what I want. How does this person...
I mean, if they went to such pains to do that and keep it secret, how would you find that out?
I don't know, unless they did look it up.
Maybe.
Or maybe they were waiting to see it in the paper.
Mm.
Because doesn't the courthouse automatically post those things, or do you have to send them in? You know, paper woman.
Oh, ours is just... Ours is creepy, and we have somebody at the courthouse every week that writes down those public records and posts them because our newspaper is less of a local news and more of a gossip rag.
So yeah, so maybe they're waiting to see it in the paper. And they thought that was odd.
Yeah, but ours is very localized. I don't think most newspapers do that.
That's true. That's true. So if it wasn't... I don't know. I thought that was a pretty common knowledge thing. I don't know.
Did you know that most newspapers don't put down when people are arrested either?
Really?
Yeah. That's
Columbus, the cities next to us do. That's just an Indiana small town thing.
Small towns apparently do that, not anything larger. People I went to journalism were mind blown by the fact that our newspapers posted that information.
Well, maybe this person that's sending it like worked at the courthouse. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Maybe.
I went to this wedding. I'm not filling on their paperwork. That's crazy.
Anywho, I mean, I guess I don't really... No, you didn't go to a wedding. There. Answer your question.
I don't know what the question was. You have every right to whatever your stuff back is.
You attended a fancy dress party.
Oh, do you want to call them out on it? I say... It depends how close you are to the person.
Yeah, if you want to...
Is it worth that awkward conversation of either they did, in fact, actually get married and they're confused on why you care a year later? Or you called them out on their lie and now you're going to, they've been had.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Thank you. I love when we get Sarah Hawk questions. They make my day.
They really do. They're fun.
You can't send a bad one. Well, you can. But we still enjoy those ones, too.
I still enjoy the bad ones. Please, just tell us things.
Right. Yeah, this was awesome. If you have any questions, you can always reach us at Sarah Haw. It's completely anonymous. So I think it really is the best way to get our attention, but not, spill your life guts.
Yeah.
You can also email us at TalkCtoMe@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. You can follow us on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, our Instagram.
Twitter.
Yes. All these things. Yeah. I think we should wrap this one up with a pretty little bow.
Oh, we didn't even talk about wedding traditions, did we?
We didn't. Were we supposed to?
I just assumed it would be. I just didn't know if
we could do it.
Okay.
You start. You go.
Wedding traditions are stupid. I'm good.
I like the something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new thing. Because it makes weddings come like a scavenger hunt. But I don't think you should plan for it. I think you should get up on your wedding day and be like, right, go.
I think the garter toss is sleazy and weird. I think the bouquet toss is annoying and stupid and outdated.
Don't make the single ladies dance to all the single ladies. I was a single lady at a wedding one time. The only single lady. So the bride made me dance by myself to all the single ladies.
If you go to a wedding in this day and age and they still play the chicken dance or the cha-cha slide, just attack the person who made that decision. Just straight up, just slap them. Use a little white glove and fisticuffs the shit out of them.
Wear a condom if you plan to sleep with anybody ever. But especially, on a wedding night where people, I think, expect to sleep with somebody.
Especially if you sleep with the bride or the groom. You
Right.
don't want to knock up one of them.
Especially them.
Yeah. Also try not to sleep with the bride or groom. That doesn't bode well for their marriage.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Other wedding traditions. No, there's so many. And
If you don't have a close relationship with your family, they really don't have to be part of it. Don't feel pressured to have your dad walk you down the aisle if you don't have that relationship.
Don't feel pressured to have your dad give you away because that's a stupid, outdated tradition that...
This is for the groom and the bride. Love yourself, and you deserve to be surrounded by only love and no stress on your big day. And yes, Bridezillas, it's both of your day.
Don't feel pressured to take his last name just because that's what everybody does.
That's true. I think we're good.
Smashing cake in people's faces is stupid.
I love it. I'm sorry. Go.
Stupid.
It's the best.
It's stupid.
No.
Ah.
That's a good note to end it on.
Bye.